You saw people buying NFTs for $1 million, $2 million and can't sell them now for even literally hundreds of dollars, not hundreds of thousands, hundreds of dollars. I love Gary Vee. I think he's got a great philosophy on life. I think he's a great motivator. I think the no BS attitude is wonderful. You know, a lot of people have said to me like, oh, Paul, you sound like Gary Vee. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, because I believe in personal accountability. I believe in going after what you want, but I also believe in being okay saying, I don't want much. That's great. I don't know if Gary believes in that. Maybe he does, or maybe he's just trying to appeal to a certain crowd. However, just like a lot of people that I agree with, like look at Warren Buffett. I love his investing philosophy. I hate his politics. I think he just says the things he says to make people happy and make people like him. So I can agree with one aspect of their life and not agree with the other. Gary Vee is not an investor. And of course he would argue, yes, I am. I've bought businesses. Yeah, you're a business owner and I get that. You're a marketer. I get that. You're a salesman. I get that. And I love that. But guys, NFTs from day one, I have thought are just a step above crypto. I have been critical of them. I will continue to be critical of them in their current form. So let's watch the CNBC interview. But as you can see, Gary Vee is a big, for anyone who still thinks NFTs are a scam, that was 5 months ago. Watch this if you're considering NFTs. Go out there and watch the videos. But what we do on this channel is we say, what is the value here? First off, do I believe in art? I own art pieces. I own rare currency. I own watches. These aren't giving me any sort of cash flow. The difference is I buy what I like because I get use out of them. And over time, if they go up in value, awesome. If they go to zero, fine. I've still enjoyed them. I don't look at them as an investment. If that was the case, I'd buy specific pieces as investment. Now, with that said, if I were given the opportunity to buy a Pablo Picasso at a price that I could easily, all right, listen, recently there's a new constitution coming up and we had a serious conversation upstairs about, do we go out and make a play for the new US Constitution that came out? That's not going to give me any cash flow. So I do believe in paying for things, but I want rare things. And I have a hard time believing that in the digital world, things are going to be super rare. But let's check out the CNBC interview and go from there. So guys, follow along. I don't like watching videos, but I do it for this channel sometimes.
As everybody who's watching this knows, in 97, 98, 99, 2000, Wall Street gave outrageous, obnoxious valuations of $14 billion, $34 billion for internet companies because they properly sensed that the internet was going to be one of the biggest technology shifts in our society, but the economics did not make sense against the companies at the time. And over the last 25 years, we've seen those different companies that did those things go on to do that.
He is right. The thing he's not disclosing, and I'm only 28 seconds in, how many of them went to zero? How many of them went to zero? Amazon went from 113 to 6 in that time frame. It's one of the ones that made it. That's the thing you got to remember. I did research recently when I looked at the top stocks, the .com stocks. If you bought every single one of them in 2000 to now, your returns would be 3% per year, and 80% of those returns were made up of 3 companies: Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon. Just remember that. All right, keep going.
Things go on to do that. I think the same thing's happening with the NFT space. The consumer blockchain is going to be a profound change for everybody watching this right this minute. But to your point, and I've been saying it over and over, 97, 98, 99% of the projects today are going to be overvalued because they're not going to be able to keep up with the supply and demand curves. It's going to take time for NFTs to penetrate mass scale.
Okay, I agree with that. I'm glad he's saying that. Just like I say about crypto, in its current form, I don't see the massive value, the valuations and how you can have 10 or 20,000 cryptocurrencies. With NFTs, can I see a world in which we say, hey, you could own the rights to the first ever tweet on Twitter? Sure. The question is at what price? And I'm glad he's saying 97, 98, 90% or 99% are overvalued. I don't know if he's hedging, but I'm glad to at least hear that.
And so that's what everyone who's deciding to invest in NFTs needs to think about. What's going to be the Amazon, eBay, and PayPal of this generation? Because the rest of them are going to be very, very, very ugly when it's when that time comes.
That is what we're trying to figure out. And you almost
so
need
from
to
my perspective, the way I look at the world, and this is where I look at the world, it could be different for you, different for Gary. I'd rather wait for that to be figured out. And that way I can make an informed decision based on a track record. Just like these startups, they're all going, just guys, I want you to remember, look at my Palantir videos from a year ago to now. A year and a half ago, I was bashing that guy on YouTube saying he didn't understand it. Palantir at 40, 45 bucks makes no sense. I'm now getting close to my proponents of being a proponent of Palantir. What changed? Valuation. That's what changed. Now, it could have gone from 40 to a 160, but the valuations got so much better that I sat there and said, yeah, I'd rather buy it at 160. People would say, Paul, at 40, you said it was overpriced. Yeah, because I'm going based on what I see. What does the data show? With NFTs here, my personal opinion is there's so much euphoria, so much money chasing it. It's hard to determine a real value when everybody's after it. I want to show you guys, look at this market tracker. This is actually from nonfungible.com. This is the last year. This is the number of sales in red of NFTs. It's absolutely plummeted. Number of sales have absolutely plummeted. Look at this. We went from a peak of 145,000 sales to now 13,500. What's that fall? Now, again, to Gary Vee's point, back in the early 2000s, people loved internet and then all of a sudden, boom, gone. Does that mean the internet was dead? No. But it took people, you know what was dead? Free cash flow because it wasn't there. The companies died because the money wasn't there. And at some point, valuation matters. So I ask you, what's the valuation of NFTs? I don't have a clue. That's an area I have no understanding of. So you know what I do? I take myself out. But then I think to myself, okay, what would make it for these to be a reasonable investment? Well, art is an investment. Is this a digital form of art? Sure, I could get behind that. But I want to see more proprietary measures given to that. If you told me right now, Paul, there's 13 constitutions in the world that are available. However, we're going to sell the NFT for the Constitution, which means you'll be the only person that's allowed to use the Constitution in digital form in the world. Okay, that has value. More than the current real Constitution? I don't know. But there is value to that. So that's the question I have to ask. Now, with the euphoria that was happening, though, you saw people buying NFTs for $1 million, $2 million and can't sell them now for even literally hundreds of dollars. Not hundreds of thousands, hundreds of dollars. Let's continue on because we're only a minute 13 in.
To see how everything fits together. So I don't know, Internet 3.0.
I don't know if you have to
how does it all work? So you got blockchain, so you can definitely see ownership. You've got, I don't know, a payment method based on the blockchain to that you can transact with. You're going to live in some metaverse where you own an NFT.
10 years ago, I would go do these entrepreneurship startup competitions. Half of them were about QR codes. Everybody's like, QR codes are the future. They were absolutely right. I think QR codes are annoying as hell, but during COVID, it really made a difference in people's lives. But back then, companies were raising tons of money for QR codes. Name me the top QR code company in the world. I'll wait. You can't. That's my point. It has a use. Look at cannabis, marijuana, major growth potential. But everybody wanted to get into it saying, well, as long as I'm in the space, no, there's still going to be people in the space. There's still going to be bad operators in the space. It doesn't matter what it is. There's still going to be bad operators. That's all I'm saying when I talk about investing. It's all about evaluating what do I believe the fundamentals say. And if I don't understand it, I'm out. Look at Palantir versus Carvana. Palantir at 40 to 45 made no sense to me. And at the time I said, maybe around $5. That thesis is pretty much holding true. Carvana is down 99%. I still can't value it. So I'm out. So here's one company down 80%. Okay, I'm getting close to the value. Another company is down 99% and I can't determine the value. That's the whole point of value investing. It's not just about the price is down. If I can't evaluate and understand the business model, Palantir has free cash flow 8 quarters in a row. Carvana can't make money to save its life. I don't get the business. So I have to stay out of it. Is there a way to look at it from a price to sales? Sure. But I want you to get that from me here. Just understand that it's all about understanding value. I want you to learn the emotional mindset part by subscribing to the channel and understanding this is the way you should think about investing. Don't get FOMO. It's okay. In fact, the more and more people chasing something, the more you want to avoid it. And that's been a blessing that I've had over the last 20 years. Not really. Call it 15 years. It started 15 years ago. But it really was I really harped it in the last 10 years. It got so far as for me to say to people, I actually question the sky is blue because so many people say it's blue. It's kind of my joke of saying that I just don't believe the masses so much. Because the masses in investing are wrong in the long run. Usually they're wrong because it's hard to be an investor. And Gary Vee is probably right here in this wording. I'm glad we watched this video because I don't disagree with anything he's said so far. And it's a minute and a half in. I'm hoping that do I need to go any further, Tim? I think we've done a great job. I think I'm glad he's being honest about that. Now, granted, when was this video made, Tim? When was this video made? That's an important part because I also want to look at it and say, is it because of this that he's making this video now, that he's saying these things?
This was 7 months ago.
7 months ago. Okay, so it was like, so 7 months ago was right here. So it was down quite a bit. But I look at it look at crypto. Crypto's done this year. And guess what I'm saying still? I don't get it. I just don't get it. It's essentially in the last year said, Paul, you're maybe going to be right on this one. Since in December of 2018, Bitcoin was at 20,000, hit 19,600. It's below there right now. Okay. So it's gone nowhere in 4 years. Is it still higher than I think it should be? Absolutely. But we'll see the world. And I do think crypto will be around. But I don't think it's going to be its current form. It's just going to be governments appeasing people saying, here's crypto, which takes away from the full use. At least with NFTs, I don't know how the government gets involved with that. I'm sure they'd have to. But either way, guys, if you like this video, subscribe to the channel. We've done over 1,950 videos. We do 20 videos a week. It's really wonderful. We really enjoy it. I was sick yesterday, and I was actually bummed I couldn't make videos yesterday. Came in today, even though my doctor said that I'm probably going to die if I continue on the video. So this is my dedication to you and the channel. Thank you very much. There are 3 things that you absolutely need in order to be a successful investor: the proper mindset, the proper emotion, and the proper process. Which ones are the most important?